As humans have rescued animals' lives on different occasions, so have many animals too. In this video, you will see different occasions where animals, dogs especially, saved humans from dangers in near-death experiences. Lions rescued a kidnapped girl. I don't know if you heard this story too, but there was a time it flooded the internet that a 12-year-old girl was kidnapped by some men. She was walking through a narrow path from school when the men crossed her way and kidnapped her. They took her into a deep forest, perhaps to unleash their evil plans on her or call the parents to extort them for a ransom. But a pride of lions chased away the kidnappers. What do you expect to happen next? Well, normally as we view animals, everyone would have thought that the lions would devour the poor girl who kept sobbing ceaselessly. But the lions surrounded her without even trying to scratch her. Police came to rescue her the day after. The lions left when they saw police coming. Well, it was mysterious to non-lion experts why the carnivorous beasts suddenly became angels, but experts claim that the way the girl was crying put the animals off. They believe that the lions felt she cried like one of their cubs, so they thought they must have had to have taken care of her. Rabbit saves man. Out of the animals someone would think to be capable of saving a human's life, a rabbit would be one of the least you can put on the list. Well, this is not to say that rabbits are not smart enough, no. In fact, they are one of the smartest you can put on the list of intelligent animals, but looking at the size, you can never tell that they would be capable of considering rescuing a human's life. In fact, prior to this, I have yet to see a precedent case. When Simon Stiegel, who resides in the UK, suddenly went into a diabetic coma, the wife who was with him did not notice. She thought that the man had simply fallen asleep while watching what she must have considered boring to him. But the rabbit noticed that something was wrong, so she jumped on Simon's chest and started stomping on it until the wife noticed and called an ambulance. Dolphins save lifeguards' life from a white shark. Dolphins love humans, just as humans love them too, or so we assume. One of the reasons we love dolphins is for their intelligence, and they also have warm nature towards humans. Perhaps the story will consolidate our love for dolphins even more. Off the coast of New Zealand, a lifeguard named Rob Howes alongside 3 other lifeguards and his young daughter were swimming, unaware of the looming danger. Suddenly, some dolphins swam towards them and surrounded them, flapping their tails and fins against the water. They all were confused, wondering what was wrong with the dolphins, until Rob somehow managed to see the white shark coming ahead. The shark jumped over them because the dolphin had set some confusion, and they were lucky that a rescue boat came quickly to save the situation. Truly, dolphins are quite caring creatures. I'd have told you another story about dolphins, but we're talking about 10 different animals, right? Pearly the parrot saves his family from fire. He talks like a parrot. That's the commonest example of simile in high school literature. But occasionally, parrots do other than just the talk. They act too. Now here's a story about how a parrot saved an entire family from all getting roasted in a fire. Around 4 at pre-dawn, Laura Jean and her fiance woke up to the ceaseless sound of Pearly their parrot. But there was no way Pearly would start chattering this early in the morning, especially when there was no one there to initiate a conversation. But Pearly was performing a different role in that case. It was calling on the people to rise and go check on the fire that had almost eaten up the laundry room. Thanks to the bird's persistent calls, the couple wouldn't have been lucky enough to call the fire department for help. Fire is no joke, especially when it's coming when you're asleep. Both will forever be grateful to the beautiful bird. Pitbull saves family from fire. We are all aware that pit bulls are banned in some places because of stories about their aggressiveness. Even as this painful name tag is placed on the dog's neck, we can't dispel their good deeds too. This applies to the story of Sasha. When Chai and her family members were asleep, there was a fire outbreak in her home. But Sasha wasn't asleep. She kept barking relentlessly until Chai woke up. But before they woke up, Sasha had carried one of the children out of the bed. When Chai woke up, she saw the flame and quickly called the fire department for safety. If Sasha had not been there, it might be a different story, and even a tragic one. There might not have been a way of escaping, and according to history, this is the second time the dog would be saving the family from getting gutted in a fire. Sea lion saves a man who jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge. So many conflicting activities in our present world endanger the mental faculty. This is why mental health should always be taken seriously. Kevin Hines was 19 when he felt like he was tired of everything in the world and was signing out. He jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, hoping this would be the end to everything. But he was wrong. A sea lion came to his rescue. Although he suffered lots of injuries, Kevin survived the incident. However, when he asked to know who had rescued him, he was stunned by the pictures on people's phones. It was a sea lion that brought him to the shore on its back. Kevin Hines is now one of the people at the forefront of suicide awareness programs worldwide. He is keen on supporting people on anything mental health, telling people the story of his life, how a sea lion helped him with a second chance to live again.
We have this amazing video from France. While this man who works at a tobacco shop was taking out the garbage, a masked gunman decides to try to rob the store with a gun, obviously. He forces the man to go back in, but as the man returns behind his counter, he releases a dog that does not waste any time chasing the thief. He goes after the thief and surprisingly he wasn't shot. The employee, as a good owner of the dog, also runs after the thief. I never would have done that. Sorry dog, but you're alone in this fight, but thanks for saving my life. Eric is a man in the river, and he's a caretaker in this elephant sanctuary and has a very special relationship with the elephants, especially Kamla. When the elephant sees Derek in the river, she thinks he's in danger, so she jumps into the water to save him. You can see that she tries to get him out of the water in the most kind and gentle way possible. Amazing. Here we have a gorilla saving another child that fell into its enclosure, but this time it's a giant silverback gorilla. The gorilla is called Jambo, and after the 5-year-old boy fell more than 6 meters into the enclosure, in 1986, Jambo stood beside him and stroked his back. The child is unconscious, and during this time, Jambo keeps other gorillas at bay, basically protecting the child.
Way dead.
Don't move, don't move. Relax, stay still. Stay still.
When the child wakes up, he begins to cry and drives away all the gorillas, which allows rescuers to take him out. It's already crazy enough to see a female gorilla save a child, but now a male does it too? It's hard to believe. This 3-year-old girl was rescued from the Siberian forest infested with wolves after she disappeared for almost 2 weeks. This is the moment she was rescued. She was able to survive thanks to her dog. During the first week, the dog curled up beside her, keeping her warm, but then he left for help. He was able to take rescuers back to her where she was found in the long grass trying to keep warm during the cold nights. She survived with river water and wild berries. She first got lost after following her father to the forest, who did not know that she was following him. The dog was the hero of the story since there were 100 people looking for the girl without being able to find anything until the dog returned home. The dog that is running in front of the police vehicle is called Buddy. And in 2010, he led the Alaskan policeman to his owner's workshop, which was burning down. The police knew there was a fire, but had trouble getting there since their GPS had failed. The dog appeared and led them directly to the fire through the winding and remote side roads. The owner said that after the fire started, he let his dog out and told them that we have to get help, and the dog simply just started running, finally returning with the police. The owner gives credit to the dog for saving his house after the workshop was burned down.